What's up, world? Summer Fitness coming at you. Today we're talking about the rope climb. This is going to be a very detailed video about progressions, regressions, and benefits, and articles are going to be in the description. So we're starting off with the rope in and of itself. You want to go with ropes that are not braided, so don't have ropes that have the knots, as you see right here. They tend to get in the way, but nonetheless, this is a very old video, actually, about 3 years ago. Note that the rope climb that I'm doing here, I have one arm very significantly above the other. Not too significant, but this is kind of like have a gap. Pay real close attention to my pull, as my pull is all about the upper arm rather than the lower. And you can even see the gap gets closer and closer as my fists get close to each other. That makes it easier. The further your hands are away from each other, the much more harder it's going to be, so that the upper arm gets much more work. That's the first way of progressing your rope climb. Secondly, here you're gonna see me work on a concentric eccentric. I'm gonna pull very strongly, and I'm gonna let go and then touch upon the upper rope with one hand. What this does is it makes the bottom hand act as a stabilizer, and it makes the upper hand activate muscle fibers much faster, because you have to grip very quickly. When it comes to rope climbing, the sport in of itself does call for speed, for hand speed, so you have to be able to grab and contract very quickly, especially when you're going up high meters. This isn't essentially rope climbing, this is just rope pulling. So that one is going to be one of the best progressions you can do without actually climbing the rope just yet. Now here you'll see just another variation, just grabbing two ropes. I have good luxury of being able to do both of these together. So the purpose of grabbing two ropes like this, as you saw me do right now, was I can pull myself explosively and do a double tap or even a double catch. That isn't highly necessary to use as a progression, but it is a nice little way to fine-tune your training and become more explosive. Moreover, this acts as a good way to challenge your grip strength. Hanging for bent arms, hanging with straight arms, it's much tougher than just a regular old pull-up bar. And now here you'll see me use the rope in another fashion. Bit of an upside down inverted roll kind of pull. Now this actually helps with a lot of different other movements that you might not think, but if you attempt this type of compression pull, it works a lot for manas and V-sits, because you're working on compression. Note that the hip flexors and the thighs are getting that much more closer into crazy. My stomach. It's actually funny seeing these videos of old, again 3 or 4 years ago, and I look at myself now and the techniques and the strengths of where I'm at, and it's funny to see me and the thought process that I'm having, because I know exactly what I'm thinking about in all these training sessions. So here we go into another segment. Another tip that I want to give is you want to pull explosively, and by that, pull very strong in the manner in which your chin can get in line with whatever pulling apparatus you're using or above. The more you do that, the faster your gains will come. I promise you, your pulling strength gains, if you pull explosively, going for reps or trying to control tempo, it's gonna be much more easier. Now, in the past, I have said, slow and controlled is a great way to, of course, show mastery, and that much it is. But play around with tempo every now and then when you begin to get accustomed with certain movements. Notice here how I pull, I touch, and I go down rather slowly, except on that rep right there, I kind of held back on. But you have control with these movements. I pull and I can come down and use the assistance of the arm as much as I need be, whether if that's right away or if that's not. The beauty with the ropes also is that each and every single time you begin your climbs or your pull, one arm always has to do an isometric and the other arm always has to essentially just grasp on for an eccentric when you're lowering down on the face. Here I'm doing a straddle pull, so my position now, I'm in a straddle L-sit, and I'm trying that other variation in which I climb and I reach for the rope. Climb, reach for a rope. So we call those rope taps. So that in and of itself works the hip flexors and the core as well. And the rope provides you increments on how high you want to bring that arm and how low you want to use it. So I hope this video helped you guys. More content on its way. Keep watching. Peace.